Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, hello, hello. I thought I would do a quick little flip through my February journal because I did most of it off camera. So I thought you might like to see what I did. I had it made before we went down, and I did show the cover on my Instagram. But I did most of the filling in with my days off camera because I didn't have it set up. Some things still, I guess, need to be put in, or maybe it doesn't. A little bit I may have shared since we've been back, but this was just a picture I found in Florida of Jackson when he was about 2 or 3. I just thought that needed to go in here. The item of the month from AJ's Inspired Life was paper pad. Well, I already had this created, but I had bought another paper pad before I found out that was the prompt. So I have created some of the paper pad in this entire journal. This is, you know how they have the little cards you can cut out. This was one of them, and this was one of them, and this is just kind of like the title page, whatever. This was day 1. This is the cleaning up of the house. This is from that paper pad, as well as these. So not much really happened. We were exhausted. We had arrived the night before, and so we kind of rested. Monday was Groundhog's Day, and Kirsten was a high score at the Putnam game. And I used this from that paper pad to do my writing on. And in Florida, the groundhog saw his shadow. I walked. I did weights. Emerson was homesick with the fever. The supreme happiness of life is a conviction that we are loved. We both went to the doctor. Took a bunch of purses to Prissy Peacock for them to sell. Then a girlfriend and I, she was the reading coach when I was the librarian. We went to a neat little place called the Sweet Greek there in Milton and found gluten-free cookies and had a wonderful visit. Just a wonderful visit. This I made out of that paper pad. Why can I not remember the name? We sold the lawnmower. We had friends coming through letting us know what they wanted. Did some laundry and some cleaning. It's a story of my life, isn't it? Watched Olympics. Emerson had donuts with dudes, but Andy took him out for biscuits and gravy so that Jackson could participate. And Greg and I ate at the fishing hole. I was so hungry for seafood by this time. Kirsten played and top score. They lost by 3, but that was her 3rd game in a row that she's top scorer. She doesn't start, so that's why that's an exciting thing. It shows how she's improving. Watched the Olympics, nothing to write. Super Bowl Sunday. Emerson danced at the Dupree convention in St. Louis, and Jackson got to go to Topgolf with his dad and a neighboring landowner here. Had popcorn, watched, put this up, wrote this upside down. That was great. But oh well. Had the flu. No, Selena woke up with the flu. We were to get together, and she woke up with the flu. And so we were not able to do that. Greg cut down sago palms, and I took a couple of trips to the ditch so I could say I helped, or to where we were going to burn them. Tried to get another email made. Couldn't do that. Spent a lot of time on that. Got hooked on eating oranges, and I love fruit, but really got hooked on them. Greg took Terry and I to lunch on the beach. Oh, it was so fun, and I had shrimp. And this was our grocery list. You know, that's saying our life is exciting when you put the grocery list in your journal. Kids went to the weekend in Nashville. We watched the Olympics. Lots of skiing, skating, and awards assemblies. I started getting lightheaded this day. My sister went down to my mom's. Greg took stuff over to Becca's. There's always something to be thankful for. Isn't that the truth? They had a house showing this day. And Greg and I wasn't real sure what we were going to do. So we walked around. I walked around Target. Didn't buy a thing. And this was Valentine's Day. I went to DAR, that I was a member of there. And the girlfriend I'd gone to Sweet Greek with had made arrangements, and we went to a tea party. It was so much fun. And because I don't have a colored printer, I don't have pictures in here. If ever I get a colored printer, I'll print off some. Wonderful Valentine's Day. Greg and I exchanged cards. We went out to eat earlier. That was pretty much it. On Tuesday, I got my card mailed off to Connor. Fixed a gluten-free stuffing chicken dish. As long as everything is exactly the way I want, I'm totally flexible. This is my Walmart stuff that I bought to package all that. This is another thing I used from the paper pad. There's been something in every one of these. I've just not pointed them out. This card was, this tag was, this all was, see, this all is. Wednesday, I baked cookies. And Shandon Chad came over. And then we packed up clothes for waterfront. And we went back out for seafood. Took cookies to Beth and Warren. We met them. Yes, I ate more seafood. And when she had moved, she had given us this huge, huge crock. And she was saying she needed another crock for an olive tree. And I said, well, why don't you come back and get that one you gave us? Because we don't need it now. So they did. What appears to be the end is usually the start of a new beginning. And I put that in because Michaela came. And I gave her a bunch of stuff for, that's stuck. she's getting married. And of course, you know, they need everything, but they don't know what they need. So, loaded up their car with dishes and silverware and pots and pans and the whole bit. And they love the cookies too, so I sent some of those home. Connor and Sarah had Maeve, Missouri. And this was the day of our yard sale, so I put it on a receipt, a ledger page that was filled, because not that we filled out a ledger, but we made some money on that. And then we took our two friends that helped us so much to El Paso Mexican Grill. We were zonked. And then on Sunday, the people that had purchased stuff in the house came and got it. Then this is the day I met Messy Missy, Melissa. And I put this because this just kind of reminded me of all the stuff I brought home, but she and I could talk about. And we met at Panera Bread. This was in my coffee, my first coffee I had in a year. And I tried it and it did not make me sick. So at least I know that coffee is safe. And we just had such a nice visit. Went to a thrift store and she found a few goodies. I saw stuff, but you know, when you're going to have to pack it back up, you don't buy it. On Tuesday, I don't know that I've ever been as tired as I was Tuesday. We loaded the trailer. We loaded the back of the pickup. We loaded stuff to take to my brother's. We looked like the Beverly Hillbillies, I'm sure. But, oh, were we tired. So we stopped at Burger King, and I got an Impossible Burger for the second time, and it has not bothered me. So it's nice to know I can find something on the road to eat. Then Wednesday morning, we got up really early, cleaned the garage, finished cleaning the house, took stuff to Waterfront Mission. We took things to the animal shelter, took stuff out to Becca's, and we left the house. No, this is not our house, but ours wasn't even a 2-story house. And I am now hooked on Oreos. Thursday, we traveled the rest of the way, stopped in Kentucky just as a pit stop. When we got here, the kids were here and helped us unload the truck. And they didn't tell Emerson, and she was quite surprised. Didn't write on the back of this, but this came from that paper pad. And so she was quite surprised. Lots of hugs. And then exhaustion hit. Thursday, I started laundry, and Greg had them all put on the line for me. All the blankets and stuff like that I wanted to get washed. All the stuff that, you know, you just want everything clean. And it's taken me several days. This was what day is this? No, not yet. Greg went to Emerson's spelling bee. She went out on tamale, so I put that here. I wasn't able to. I could hardly walk, but I did finally make myself empty out boxes in the kitchen because that wasn't a lot of walking around. Then Saturday, I was much better because I took a day to rest, and I went to Kirksville. I got to Aldi's, got groceries. The guys put up our king-size bed so we would have a bed to sleep in. I met his first cousin, Renee. I just love her. She's a dear friend. And we met, and we had fish sandwiches, and I met a classmate from high school. She happened to be there, so we visited a little bit. Again, not buying stuff because, you know, don't need anything. Just don't need anything. And this needs to go in my March. well, I don't know where to put it because Elaine passed away on Thursday, this day, but her visitation and funeral were in March. But this is a lady that heart of gold. You can see from her obituary, over 2,000 people went to visitation. The church was absolutely packed. The balcony, the main floor, and then they videotaped it for those in the basement. They ran buses out to the cemetery. I was unable to go, but they videotaped it, so Emerson and I watched it from our kitchen. She called her the lemonade lady because she made lemonade and sold it at the fair and other things, and homemade, shake up lemonade. And Emerson just loved it. She also knew her from Task, which is a church thing for the youth. So, well known. So that is, I had cauliflower pizza that night. I don't think I said that. But anyway, that is my February journal. I don't know where I'm going to put this, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'll tie some kind of ribbon or something probably around this. And this is now ready for my shelf. And I'm ready for March. So I hope this finds you having a wonderful day. I hope you get to do something you want to do. And always remember, you have a purpose. Bye for now.